What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Mine-imator tutorial video. This is Ski Dude. Today I'm going to start the in-depth videos on how exactly to do certain things. So if you have something you just can't figure out, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I will try to cater to your needs. So today we're going to go over adding characters and editing their joints, how to move things, how to parent things to your characters. So let's start out by adding one. You're going to want to have a new animation file here, and over on the right you're going to see three tabs. You're going to see the library tab, the instance tabs, and the background tabs. Now if you notice, clicking these tabs will bring them down. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now if I press add, and anytime I mouse over an option, if you look in the top left of my screen, over here where you see this box, it explains the different things you're mousing over. So for example, right here it says add a new character or object to the animation. So let's click add. Let's click character, and let's give him a name. So we're right here in the name section. If you click on this, we can give him a name, and we're going to name him Ski Dude. We'll put in my skin. Click OK. Type is character, model. Since we're going to be keeping him human, we will leave this at human, but you can add anything in here you want. And by clicking on this, for example, spider, it imports the spider skin. If you do want to change this spider skin, you can actually click export image right here, and it will save this ping file. You can open that up in any well, not any. You have to open it up in any paint editing program that has transparent backgrounds. Just paint over it, save it, and then you can import the skin, which I will show you how to do for the human, but it will work for any model of the game. So right here where it says skin, it says default, which is going to be Steve. You want to click on this, and you want to go to browse. Now, you notice here in the download folder that comes with each Mine-imator version, regardless of what beta it is, there is a skins folder here that comes with a couple things. For example, you've got the different villager skins, you've got Herobrine, you've got Notch, and just a couple other small random ones like different colored cats. Now, if you have your own skin, you're going to want to find that. For me, it's in my old Mine-imator beta 0.3 folder, and I've added it to the skins. It doesn't have to be in the skins folder, but if you're going to be using it a lot, I would highly suggest moving it there. So we're actually going to copy this over. Copy. Let's go back to desktop, open up 5.1, open up the skins, and paste. So now Skier is always in here, and we're good to go. So that's all I did was I clicked on skin, went to browse, found the skin I wanted, and then clicked open. And voila. Now, if I were to edit this skin here, and I saved it in the exact same location, so I edit the original one that I have already used in game, I can go ahead and click update image, and it will update any changes that I may have done. So that's adding a character. Now let's go about adding an item. So you would click on add and click item. Instead of having to go through a different slide menu, you're going to just simply click on the item you want. And something I need to point out beforehand, when you're adding multiple items, you're going to want to move things off the spawn area. The spawn area is right here in the middle of this big map. And so we're going to want to move Ski Dude out of the way. A lot of people have been asking how to move your characters, how to move arms and legs and things like that. So let's go over that real quick while we're on the characters. So you'll see here on the bottom you have your timeline, and since we have added two objects, or a character and an object, or an item rather, onto the timeline, you're going to see these different lanes. Now, in order to start animating your characters, you have to give them keyframes. So to give them keyframes, you just click anywhere on here. So right there, 45. However, to start your animations, it's usually always best to have a keyframe at 0. This is going to be their starting state. So meaning when I press play up here, um, that's where it's going to start. So for example, if I want him to start over here, I need to move him there so that at the 0 keyframe, that's where he will be to start off the animation. So to move, you want to make sure you have a keyframe, and you want to have that keyframe selected. And you can't really see it because it's halfway cut off, but normally when you have keyframes selected, they've got a little hollow center that shows that you have selected that keyframe. And while we're on keyframes, you can select multiple keyframes at once. You can click and drag, creates your blue blocks, and you can see they both have a hollow circle. Or you can click one and control click any others, and you'll see they still have the hollow centers. So let's move. Oh, and that's a good point. When you've got them selected all at once, you can move them all at the same time. You can edit properties that will affect both keyframes, and that will be in probably a little bit more of an more advanced tutorial, but for now, that'll suffice. So we have our keyframe at 0 on SkiDude, so let's go ahead and click off so that we don't have both selected. Let's click the SkiDude keyframe. And you'll see here on the right, our options have changed. We are now in the keyframe options. You've got a yellow kind of body here with different body parts here, and you've got a bunch of different options here. Now I'm not going to go over all the options just yet, since we are just learning to place characters. We'll go over scale, alpha, overlay, transitions a little bit later in the tutorial series. Let's start with just moving him. If you click on position, you're going to see this blue arrow, this yellow arrow, and this red arrow pop up. That is a quick way to move, or you don't even have to mess with that at all. You still have your graph over here that is a lovely green. Now you've got in 3D animation, I'm not going to go into big depth in this. You've got your different axes. You've got your X, your Y, and your Z. Since this is 3D, you can go in any direction. So to edit certain directions, you have to change which graph you're looking at. So anyway, now I can, if I've got the XY, that means he's only going to be going up and over. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, Z is the up and down. My mistake. So if I do the XY, I can move him side to side, up and down, just by simply clicking on this box and dragging him around. Now you can zoom in and out of this box, because if he's going to be way back there, it's not going to show up right here. So if I use my mouse wheel on this box and I zoom out or I zoom in, you can see just how fine-tuned you can get these movements if you're trying to move them just a couple inches. For example, if I just zoom in this a lot and I move it, you see a lot of movement to the side, doesn't move him that much. But if I zoom out a lot and move him all the way over to the side like that, he's gone, you know. So while we're now we'll save that to later. Now you could do these are new on the bottom: show x-axis, show y-axis, show z-axis. If you're trying to only move him in one direction, it can be a little tedious on the graph here, because if I'm clicking to this, let's go ahead and zoom in. You can also click and drag the graph around. So let's zoom in. So if I'm moving him to the side and then I accidentally move him up, it's just like, well, you know, I only wanted to move him to the side. If you go ahead, you can make your different selection arrows down here. Say I only want to move him on the y-axis, which is front and back. I can keep that one selected only, and now this is the only option that's moving. Now if I want to drag him on here, it's still going to let me move him side to side. So if you only want him to move in one specific direction, I would suggest using the arrows. And you can use the arrows all together. The benefits and downsides of the arrows is it is quick just to grab this, go like this, grab this, go like this. Okay, he's there. And I don't need to worry about moving this box. However, if you're zoomed in close, you're only going to be able to move him as far as your screen goes. Now, if I were to zoom out, you can see I can still see the arrows, and I can move him all the way over here with quite a bit of ease. All right. So that's basic movements, things like that. Now, if I close this, the arrows go away. I can open rotation, and now you see circles. It's the same concept here. The yellow is going to tilt him forward. The red will tilt him to the side. And the blue will turn him around. As you'll notice as I'm turning here, if you look on the right side of my screen, those sliders are moving as well. Let's go ahead and reset these to 0. Now something to point out. Let's see if I can do this. You're going to want to remember what each option does. For example, let's go ahead. Actually, one more trick for the position. Say I move around with the camera, and I guess I should go over camera controls. Up here, if you're not clicking anything in the top left, are the camera controls. In order to move, you have to be holding the right mouse button, which is your free look. And while I'm doing the free look, I can use WASD to move around, Q to go down, E to go up, hold Shift, you fly slow, hold spacebar, you fly fast. Alright, there's your camera. So, if I've moved around and say I just want to move him right here, I can turn, look at the camera, have him selected down here, and down here in the bottom there is a little arrow, and that is jump to camera. Just click that, and voila, he's over here. So, okay, so he's over here. We're still in these options. Let's pull up the rotation. And you'll notice if I have both open, I can even move him side to side and rotate him at the same time. Okay, so let's swivel him around. Let's rotate. Let's rotate him down. And let's move him back over here. Alright, so I can't think, there's a certain case. Once you start to move your characters, these rotating circles don't really adapt, which is normal. So for example, oh, there's a good one. I've rotated him around, and normally if he was facing me and I clicked the red circle, I say, okay, I want to turn him right. Okay, well, that's no big deal. But since he's facing the opposite way, if he were facing me, he would be going right. But since he's not, he's going left when I go right. And the same thing if he were upside down. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're using these to rotate your character. Just pay attention to which direction it's going, and it's easy to fix. Alright, now over here, if you just want to use the sliders, that's fine too. You can grab this, grab this, grab this. You can even right-click, reset if you go the wrong way. There are presets ones, so set to 90. Oh, he's planking. Alright, set to 90, all the way to 180 and -90 if you want to face the other way. Now there is also a new feature in this beta version, which is manual input. So I can go ahead and put in a number, let's say 87, and voila, 87. I won't have to finally go. Oh, I went past it. Oh, I went past it. You can manually just put in your positions. Alright, now let's say you want to go over specific body part movements. If you just select from here, you can even click on the picture here. You can go into body part movements. So if you just turn it, grab the yellow one, turn it, anything like that works out great. Now let's say you, oh crap, I didn't want to do that. You can go ahead and just click reset part there in the top, and there you go. However, you want to be cautious on that, because if you accidentally click that and you didn't want to click that, then you just shot yourself in the foot, because the undo and redo buttons are currently not working. So I can click any body part here, and always make sure when you're going to be moving your character around after you've edited his body parts, you go ahead and click all again so that you can move everything. You can pull his arm off and reset the part. So This is the first, I guess, in-depth tutorial of Mine-imator as far as adding characters, moving them into position, getting them ready to animate. I guess we technically haven't animated them because we only have one keyframe in the sequence, but we will get into that in another tutorial video. So guys, thanks for watching. Guys and gals, thanks for watching. This is Ski Dude. If you've got a specific problem you're just not getting, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and I will try to give you an answer and maybe make a video response for it. More tutorials to come. I'll try to get at least one a day, if hopefully not more. And tomorrow morning I will be interviewing David Norgren, the creator of Mine-imator, and we'll get a little bit of a, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to get an alert when I come out with a new Mine-imator tutorial video. Check out my other mod reviews, texture pack reviews. If you've got a mod or anything like that, go ahead and send me a YouTube message, and I will review it for you. So, once again, thank you, and I'll catch you guys later.